Hello, welcome to the Hot Dog and Handshake Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jayden and Shane. Joining me here at Sound Peak Audio Design and Development in Topeka, Kansas, is my co-host, Shane Price. Shane, how you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, this week for the collar and elbow question, I want to start kind of a new tradition here. At the end of every month, I think we should name a performer of the month. It can be a singles wrestler, a tag team, a manager, commentator, interviewer, whoever, just somebody who's been on our TVs in wrestling and has been the performer of the month. So the performer of the month for January 2025, who is it in your mind?
I had a long discussion with myself about this because I had it down to like three people: Tony Storm, Sari, and Kevin Owens.
Okay, those are some good choices. I would also nominate Penta.
Okay,
He's
I
had
agree.
a great little run, and Kenny Omega.
That too, yes.
Because remember, he has the Wrestle Dynasty. He had the match with Brian Cage.
Also, Gabe Kidd
Great
too.
segments with Gabe Kidd. ZSJ had the
Suzy.
Ricochet match and the Hechicero match at Battle in the Valley. I don't know. I think... I mean, okay, so I guess this is the first one we can decide how we can do this. Are we going to agree on one person every month, or are we going to have our own separate picks?
I think our own separate picks
Own
are going to
separate
be
picks.
the easiest.
I was leaning Penta, but Kevin Owens has had a great month too. I'm just gonna go with just because of the whole presentation and the newness of it. I think I'm gonna
Jesse
go
Ventura.
with Jesse Ventura. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Penta.
Okay,
for mine.
that's fair.
Who would be your final pick?
I ended up going with Kevin Owens. I
Okay.
think he's had a great month. I think just the consistency of
Just the T-shirts. Gets
yes,
him a
just
nomination.
T-shirts. The consistency of always kind of being there and being involved, and not to get kayfabe with it, but the wins and the losses. Cerise had a lot of losses this month.
Yeah.
Great matches, but a lot of losses.
Yeah. And then just an update here. Our last collar and elbow for that break we went on, we did the wrestling college football playoffs. So we assigned someone to each team. And with Ohio State winning, that means that Hangman Adam Page won the wrestling version, beating John Moxley in the final. So kind of interesting. Maybe a good omen for Hangman's year. Outside the ring news, starting with AEW, just one thing here. We don't normally talk about trademark news, but Anthony Bowens filed to trademark the Pride of Pro Wrestling, and I want to know your thoughts on that nickname. Or
That's
the
pretty. I mean,
tagline.
I like it.
I think it's really good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. So, what are your overall thoughts on an Anthony Bowens singles run? What do you want to see out of it?
The charisma he's always had as a member of the Acclaimed, but kind of pushed to more of that aspect, I guess. More of a focus on the in-ring work too, though, in a way, because he's a good worker, but you usually just don't ever see it because of the Acclaimed.
What do you think is let's say realistically, by this time next year, what do you think is the highest height Bowens has reached as a singles competitor?
TNT title run.
TNT title run. I could very well see him challenging Okada and doing like a little Continental run and then being in the Continental Classic.
I can see him being in a C2 for sure. Maybe a world title shot, a token one in June.
Something like that. We'll see. WWE news. First off, unfortunate news, as Omos has left Noah.
I'm going to rue this day forever.
So the tag titles are now vacant?
Yes, they.
Okay.
So he handed his title to Daga. Great choice. But he handed it to Daga and the Global Honored Crown, a.k.a. Noah, decided that doesn't count. Titles are vacant. Fight for him yourself.
Okay. If let's say they do a tournament to crown the new champions, and you can get one WWE tag team there. Keep it realistic. Like, it's not like the Machine Guns can make it.
Right.
They're too important to TV right now.
Right.
Who would be a tag team?
American Made.
The Creed Brothers?
Yes.
I was thinking maybe Los Garza.
Yeah, because Noah books outside of Mexico. They book luchadors the best.
Yeah.
No offense to everywhere else, but
I mean, that'd be a pretty good one.
need to remind you
A
that
funny one would be Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly and Noah would be funny.
it would be, yes. I mean, we'll get to it on a classic review we're recording today, but they had a lot of They had a lot of characters in Noah.
Mm-hmm. And then there was some Kurt Angle drama. I guess I threw this under WWE. I mean, he wrestled pretty much everywhere, so this is kind of a just general wrestling news. So Kurt Angle's kind of come out against the Perk Angle name. Makes sense.
It makes sense. First of all, it's factually inaccurate, and also it revolves around him being addicted to Vicodins.
To painkillers. Yeah. So I guess kind of moving on,
which is a
people
thing
are
that he
kind of agreeing to move away from that.
Never did high was wrestle. Like
he
you can
did
ask
say that.
him.
He said that he would. He in the interview, was it with Chris Van Vliet where he was talking about this? He said he would take them in the morning when he woke up, and then he would take them after his matches.
Which is impressive to be addicted to a drug, and it'd probably be going through withdrawals.
It's so regimented. You know what? I mean, this guy.
But if anybody could do it, it'd be Kurt Angle.
Yeah. So I guess So it's just kind of some people throwing around peak angle, but that
just sounds like Perk Angle. But we've switched a few words.
Yeah. I mean, I think really just TNA Angle,
TNA Angle, Kurt Angle. I saw Primal Angle. It kind of fits his character
Wrestling
a little
Machine
bit.
Angle.
Yeah.
That just kind of stick to
Primal Angle. Kind of fits his character more in like SmackDown, his last SmackDown run, like Booker T especially.
Yep. Other news here, FSW, a Las Vegas-based indie, has announced a Chris Bay benefit show on March 23rd.
That's the indie he kind of came up in.
Yep. And then we got a couple TNA headlines here. First, Mustafa Ali signs with TNA officially. What do you think of this?
It's a good signing. I don't know why he even left in the first place, but it's a good signing. Bringing him back is nice.
What I don't love about this is
he's in TNA.
No, not that he's in TNA, because whatever, right? He had already kind of basically announced himself for this year's Best of the Super Juniors.
They can still do that.
Do you think they'll still let him do that? Because we're starting to kind of get a rift in the wrestling world. Now that WWE is working with other companies, we're starting to see a rift where on one side you have WWE, Noah, TNA. One side you have AEW, CMLL, New Japan.
Yeah, but then you also have like United Japan Pro Wrestling, which has got Noah
which
and
tags
New Japan
Noah and Japan together.
So the
and
rift,
GCW's also kind of been the bridge here.
Yeah, the rift.
I mean, all roads lead back to GCW. They get people from everywhere.
The rift is more American than Japanese. So.
Okay,
but then again,
so you think there's a chance we could still see Mustafa Ali in the Best of Super Juniors?
For sure. But then again, do you really expect to have like Mance Warner show up on getting to our next TNA?
That's
news?
actually my next headline.
But our next TNA news. Do you expect like a Mance Warner to show up on NXT?
That would be so crazy.
It would be insane though. I'll give you that.
Who in like? Who's even like who would he feud with in NXT?
Anybody.
Or really in WWE?
First of all, you gotta understand that he looks amazing holding up a title.
Yeah.
So you gotta put him in a title feud because he looks awesome holding up a title.
Yeah. I don't know. But he was revealed to be the one behind the 23 vignettes.
It kind of feels like the August 1 warning vignettes where it's not a guy you'd expect, but this time in a good way and not Tito Ortiz.
Yeah. So we'll see what he does. Steph DeLander is the new digital media champion via divorce.
It sucks that Tessa Blanchard works at TNA and I can't go see a show that has Mance Warner on it.
And potentially Mustafa Ali, yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, Steph DeLander won the digital media title via divorce, I guess.
He didn't sign a prenup.
Yep.
What do you want me to say?
Also, Donovan Dijak has announced the Dijak Wrestling Academy an online course to learn to be a professional wrestler.
Is he gonna teach you how to bump?
So
is he gonna teach you how to do all that stuff?
So from what I understand, it's like probably pre-recorded training session videos, right, to teach stuff, and then he also will do one-on-one like Zoom calls.
It kind of feels more like like taking his seminars virtually.
Mm-hmm.
It feels more like that than it does actually a wrestling academy.
Yeah, it was just something cool.
It's supplemental education almost.
It's just a cool guy that I think would be cool to learn from if you were becoming a professional
it's a
wrestler.
tutor type thing.
Yeah. Quick hits. You got 2. I just want to know your quick thoughts on these. First, Bowen Yang wears NJPW shirt on Saturday Night
Ball
Live.
nowhere. He was at the Dome.
Was he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I show Speed to stream live at the WWE Royal Rumble. From all I've seen, Speed, way better person than Logan Paul.
Yes.
This is the kind of influencer you want to get involved with.
Though, is he going to be in the match?
I don't think he will.
I think he'll get involved.
Maybe
like a Kofi elimination.
Because Logan will probably be in the... So maybe he'll get involved somewhere there. I did like the video that they released to announce this. It was like a FaceTime with him and Triple H, and he's like, "I can stream with the wrestlers." And Triple was like, "Yeah, stream with whoever you want." He's like, "I can stream with John Cena." And Triple was like, "If you can see him, you can stream with him." I was like, "That's a good little bit there, Triple H." All right, starting into the TV we watched this week. Dynamite opened with I thought it was a pretty great episode of Dynamite overall, by the way. Really, but there's kind of 3 main things I want to talk about. Opening with the Ospreay Omega Callis family segment. I liked this. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new Ospreay Omega Dream Team that we're putting together here?
It goes against everything I wanted Kenny Omega to be.
The new Mega Powers.
But it's okay. You know, it just feels like, hey, it's the Golden Jets again.
Okay, well, for one, it's not even close to the Golden Jets again. I don't think Jericho at his peak was ever as good in the ring as Ospreay is.
Yeah, but what's stopping Kenny Omega from going after a title?
Just his history with Don Callis. I think it's the same. Ospreay said it in the promo. He was like, "I've been trying to get over and help deal with this Death Rider situation, but I keep running into the Don Callis family." So here's how I think this should end. They're doing a tag match in Australia, right?
Right.
At Revolution, you could do Takeshi Omega 2, and you could finally end the Ospreay Fletcher feud with like an I Quit match would be cool, or something like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that this is just like a personal thing that they have to get through so that they can both, and then it would build tension because when they end this, they're both going to be going after the AEW World Title. So I think I really like right now how Tony Khan is like laying the groundwork for like who's going to be in the world title picture for the rest of the year for 2025, because obviously Moxley's currently feuding with Adam Copeland. Jay White's involved in that. Darby Allin has been involved in that.
Christian's still kind of there.
Christian's looming with that contract. It'd be funny if he holds it for like an entire another year. You know what I mean? Just holds it for a long time.
There has never been a good time, Natasha said.
But Christian's still there. Jeff Jarrett has said he wants to go after the title. MJF has made it clear that those are his intentions. And then with this, Ospreay has made it clear he wants to go after Moxley. And, of course, Kenny, I think anytime he's there is going to be going after it, as well as Hangman is still around, Swerve is still around.
Could you imagine an MJF promo on the Death Riders?
I mean...
Hey, Jonathan, what's in your bag? Oh, is that a... Yeah, give me a break. No, thanks.
He would... Yeah, I mean, there's some obvious stuff there. I mean, I guess we can talk about this. A lot of people have been saying that, like, they think MJF's just, like, not into this Jeff Jarrett storyline, that his heart's not there.
He's lost his smile.
Maybe. My rebuttal to that would be, it's because in character, he actually, like, doesn't want to be doing this either. He made it very clear he wants to go after the AEW World Title, and now
Right.
Jeff Jarrett's just this annoyance he has to deal with. So, like, yeah, he doesn't really hate Jeff Jarrett. He's just like, he's been ticked off by Jeff Jarrett, so now he's retaliating. You know what I mean?
Which is why he cut the same cookie cutter promo, but threw in little extra words about how Karen Jarrett's a slut.
So there's that. So I just like how the world title picture is being shaped up.
It's
Yeah.
a nice group of people. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just like how
little old, but
we're having a lot of people set their intentions on the world title.
I think when you go into universe mode and go to edit divisions.
Yeah. The Hurt Business. Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, your new AEW World Tag Team Champions.
Correct choice. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. Private Party, it just didn't click, I think. Never really clicked for me. But it's one of those things where they've had their run. Now, when you want to tell a future story with Private Party, you can throw in those words, former tag team champions. Where do you want to see the Hurt Business take this?
Hold it till at least All In.
Hopefully. Yeah.
A 4-way tag match at All In, question mark.
Involving the Gates of Agony, preferably.
And Gates of Agony, Hounds of Hell.
And Mark Briscoe and Tomohiro Ishii.
Let us book All In, DK. Let us book All In.
Yeah.
We'll sell out. We'll sell out the AT&T Stadium across the street.
So yeah, definitely the right choice. It was a pretty good match too.
Yeah, it was.
I like the Hurt Business, or the Hurt Syndicate. I'm gonna flip that a bunch of times, as we go. This is gonna be like a Viking Raiders War Raiders situation. It's just too close to the
Those
same name.
guys who hurt people.
Yep. And speaking of hurting people, Hangman Page, Christopher Daniels.
Hangman
segment.
murdered Christopher Daniels.
Hangman, he ended the career of Christopher Daniels. No word on if Curryman is retired yet, but Christopher Daniels is retired.
It'd be really funny if that's how he comes out of retirement as Curry Man.
Technically, Curryman never retired, and he's in like a casino gauntlet or something as Curryman.
All we hear is he's hot, he's spicy, he tastes great.
I really liked Hangman in this segment, realizing that there are consequences to his actions. And that he's been on this rampage. I don't know. It just felt like some character development from Hangman this time.
No, it is.
In a really great little segment. And I also like that he's kind of taken the Angel's wings as a move that he does now. So that's cool too. Just ending a guy's career and then taking his move is kind of cool.
I like that as a gimmick.
See, I've thought about this before. A gimmick of a guy who starts off with a very basic move set, but every time he beats somebody, he incorporates one of their moves into his own.
Like a Kirby-esque moveset, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Anything else from Dynamite? Copeland Pack had a good match.
You did.
Trying to think if anything else was really good off the top of my head, but I think Harley Cameron is coming on, like, kind of, you know, coming into her own as a fun sort of comedic character. I mean, not sort of a comedic character, but I don't want that to come off as like demeaning. I'm not like, you know, comedy wrestling is still important and is a fun thing to have. So that's not like a I don't know. It's just yeah, she's doing pretty well in her new role as kind of the comedic foil. I really liked it with the whole singing bit with Mercedes, and the overtly Australian bit with Tony Storm was really funny. And then on to Collision, where Shibata and Takeshita. I didn't get to watch Collision, but I've heard that's a pretty good match.
It was.
And then anything else other than the Tony Storm thing, or do you want to go right into Tony?
Talk about Tony Storm.
So I did see this clip. I watched like the 2-minute clip or whatever of timeless Tony Storm revealing herself as she says that they say that the hardest role that you could ever take on is yourself, and that she played it perfectly, and that she's coming from Mariah May. This was perfect. What did you think of this segment?
I think it was great. It was awesome. It was the perfect way to reveal it was timeless the whole time.
Yeah, which I think myself and Sean Ross Sapp predicted at the beginning of this that it was timeless Tony Storm playing Tony Storm, and I think that was just perfect. I really loved this whole thing. And it makes me really excited for the rematch at Grand Slam Australia. Whenever we get to watch that, why do we have to watch it at 2 a.m. or whatever? On to WWE. On Raw this week, there was a great segment with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Do you think we're going to a singles match at Mania?
I hope so. It's
Okay.
the one place they haven't really done a big singles match at yet.
Yeah. It was a great segment. It was one of those, like, kind of like, well, we both knew we were heading here. It was always going to come down to this. And so now, and I love Sami was like, what are you going to do to me, Kevin? Like he took out Cody Rhodes. You took out a guy who was one of your best friends because he worked with Roman. I worked with Roman too. What's going to happen? Like, just the inevitability of it was really cool. And I'm going to be honest, the fallout of the Bloodline story has been better than like the last 2 years of the main Bloodline story. Like, people like Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens going after people who have worked with Roman Reigns because of what Roman put Drew and KO through for so long is so cool. I like this little offshoot. It's like it reminds me of, like, in comic books when there's like a big crossover event, and then like there's the side comics where you go off and see what like a non-main player's doing. So there'll be like a big crossover event, and it's like, oh, what are the Teen Titans doing because of this? Like, that's kind of what it reminds me of, and I think that's really cool. Anything else on Sami and KO? Penta versus Pete Dunne. What'd you think of this?
Pretty good.
Who do you think the luchador is that Chad Gable's going to go work with and come back to face Penta again? Super Kendo would obviously be the best choice.
Yes, obviously. The best luchador. I've seen rumors of them wanting to hire El Hijo de
Dr. Wagner.
Dr. Wagner, which would be really funny because technically he was the last luchador to hold a main title outside of Mexico.
Mm-hmm. Some people from WWE's past, Ultimo Dragon worked there.
Psychosis.
Psychosis.
Super Crazy still going.
There's a Jushin. Does Jushin Liger count as a luchador, or is he too much of the Japanese style?
Not really.
Okay.
Also, he's retired.
But I mean, it doesn't have to be a tag team. It could be a mentor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could just be like a training, like a Rocky training video with a luchador.
Rocky training video in Japan with
Liger in full gimmick.
Liger in full gimmick.
Yeah.
No, his commentary gear, just the mask.
Yeah. I just don't know which other luchadors this could really be.
They signed Mascara. They gave Mystico another chance.
Mm-hmm. Is it El Generico? I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. I'm excited to see it. It'd be really funny if Chad Gable comes back wrestling in a mask.
He goes to Mexico. He shows up in AAA to get Conan, and he starts wrestling as El Hijo de Gable.
Yeah, El Hijo del Angle.
That's Jason Jordan. Actually.
Yeah, that's Jason Jordan. Yeah, or he's just like Mr. USA or something. And then what did you think of Penta's like pyro pinwheel thing? I thought it was awesome.
I thought it was pretty cool.
And then Seth and Drew just had a banger main event. Really like this. I like the intersecting of. I honestly wouldn't be mad with a Punk Drew Seth triple threat at Mania. I think that could be really, really good. What do you think of Seth and Drew, and where we're moving with that?
I think it's gonna go somewhere. I don't know if it's gonna go to Mania.
I feel like it feels like something where they both end up in the Elimination Chamber at the very least, right? And you get like an Elimination Chamber segment with them.
Yeah.
And then SmackDown, nothing really happened other than Charlotte Flair was announced for the Royal Rumble. So we can kind of get into that a little bit more here in a bit. Let's go through Saturday night's main event. That was this past Saturday. There were 4 matches. There was a 5th dark match that we missed. LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes had a dark match. That would have been cool to see on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both good wrestlers, right? Starting with Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax. Not really a great match. I didn't love it. What did you think of? I only gave it 2 stars. It was just Rhea Ripley won, kind of expected, kind of chalk.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went pretty chalk across the board. Braun Breaker beat Sheamus in an awesome match. I gave this 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. Do you have any thoughts on Braun and Sheamus? Is Sheamus ever going to win the IC title?
No, I don't think so.
I saw somebody propose that Braun and Sheamus have a rematch at WrestleMania, title versus career. So Sheamus either gets the Grand Slam or he retires. That'd be kind of cool. And then we had the contract signing, which was an awesome segment. Kevin Owens coming out with the Cody Sucks Eggs shirt. And I loved no nonsense, all business Cody Rhodes. Like, wasn't going to let Kevin throw his jabs out and all that. I like Shawn Michaels getting involved and Kevin Owens bringing up the losing his smile. And then, of course, it delved into a Sweet Chin music and all that. Kind of confusing part, why did they put the belts up into the rafters?
I don't know.
Because it's in the title match is next week in a whole different building.
I don't know. Well, you know what? They're retiring the title. That's why.
Yeah. If this ends with Cody bringing out a title that is like the exact middle ground between the big WWE logo and the Winged Eagle, like a new title belt after the Royal Rumble, that'd be really awesome.
Well, it's in the rafters, so I hope.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see if Kevin Owens walks out with the title. Braun Strowman wins his match with Jacob Fatu by DQ because Jacob went nuts. 3-star match. It was pretty good. My only note on this is if Tama Tonga is the voice of reason, you are in a bad place. Like, you are nuts.
Yeah.
If Tama Tonga is the voice of reason, if the yee guy.
Yeah.
Is that over? Is that getting over?
I think so.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? Okay, this is a problem I have sometimes with wrestling fans, but specifically it seems to apply with WWE fans. Too many things get over. The dumbest, smallest things will get attached to. Yeet. The yee.
I think we just like YE.
I guess. Yeah.
Let's bring in Kanye.
No. No. Not with the current state of things.
Triple H about the nitrous.
And then Gunther and Jey Uso. Jey Uso has lost 6 straight world title matches. So my question to you is, should they change his nickname to Upper Midcard Jey Uso? I think that'd be good on the t-shirt.
It's Upper Midcard Jey Uso coming to your city.
Yeah. Upper Midcard Jey Uso is in your city. Yeah. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well as main event.
Not as good as main event, but it's okay.
It's more accurate.
Yeah, that's fair.
I gave it 3.5. I thought it was a pretty.
It was
pretty
okay.
Good match. Not Gunther's best work. Not Jay's best work.
Yeah. But at some point, Jay's gonna win the world title, man. At some point, you know,
he's so over.
And you don't sell that many T-shirts and not win it.
That's honestly because of that. I got to the point this week where I was like, he might be Gunther.
I hope not.
No, but like just on Saturday night's main event, I meant like I thought before the match happened, getting close to there, I thought there was a chance. Because also, you know how WWE sometimes likes to.
Like you
just do something crazy.
You saw the guy heat glasses. That dude is Jey Uso is super over.
Yeah, I saw a guy in Chanute, Kansas, wearing Yeet sunglasses. But like you know how sometimes WWE likes to do something random in January or February to throw you off the scent of WrestleMania to like kind of make it what's gonna happen now? Like last year they tried doing that Rock thing that blew up in their face. I feel like most of the time it ends up blowing up in their face, but there's usually something they try to do to twist it. On to our Royal Rumble predictions. Now, this year, So here's we encountered a problem previously, and that is I was beating your ass too much at these predictions. The way we were doing it.
Not even. What it was is we were points were close. You just the ones that we disagreed on, you kept getting right.
Yeah, exactly. So I was winning every time, almost. And so we're doing a new thing. We're doing a confidence style pick system
Because I suck. Yes.
So this is where, however many, if a show has 8 matches and we're predicting the 8 matches, whatever you're most confident in, you'll put 8 points on it. Whatever you're second most confident in, you'll put 7 points on. Down to whatever your least confident pick, you will put 1 point on. So we did this off air for Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty, right? Wrestle Kingdom, you and I tied 45-45. Wrestle Dynasty, I won 50-44. So I'm currently have 1 win and I'm up 95-89.
Yeah, I got the pre-show match right, and you didn't. So.
Nope. So now we will do this. So we'll go through the matches and we'll just say who we picked and how much confidence we put on it, and just kind of thoughts overall. So starting with the tag team championship match at the Royal Rumble, 2 out of 3 falls, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns. This is going to be awesome, by the way.
I hope
this is going to rule so hard.
MCMG wins and moves on to somewhere else.
Because I think it'd be more interesting, as much as I love DIY, I think going into WrestleMania season, it's more interesting if the Machine Guns for their first WrestleMania are tag team champions. I'm going Motor City Machine Guns, and I put 4 points on it.
I'll put 3.
You go Machine Guns for 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up for the WWE Championship and the Toy Winged Eagle belt that doesn't mean anything, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. Okay, so this is kind of part of a parlay I'm doing where 2 of my picks make sense in conjunction with each other. I'm going Kevin Owens for 5 points.
I'm going to go Kevin for 1.
KO for 1. Okay.
I want him to win, but I don't think he's going to.
Okay. So then for the men's women's rumbles, we're not just going to pick the winner. We have 4 categories. The winner, obviously, an NXT entrant, a surprise entrant, and the first or second entrant. You're just picking one of the people who will be starting the match. So for the women's rumble, first or second entrant, I'm going to go with Dakota Kai for 3
She's
points.
hurt.
She's hurt?
She's hurt.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'll just keep it 3 points. And I will... God, who would be a good one to switch it? I'm gonna go Bianca. I'm gonna keep it 3 points, but I'm gonna go Bianca Belair. All right, so Bianca Belair for 3 points is my new pick. What is your pick? First or second entrant? Nia Jax.
There's like this dominant, like kind of like Brock that one Rumble, but not as dominant.
Okay, and how many points are you putting on that?
2.
2. Okay. Women's NXT Rumble entrant.
Roxanne Perez 10.
I also put in Roxanne Perez 10.
I want it to be Julia, but it's going to be Roxanne. Let's be real.
Because probably going to eliminate Bayley.
Always Roxanne.
Yeah, and she's like, I mean, there could be multiple. Yeah. She's especially in the women's rumble. She's probably going to eliminate Bayley, and that'll drive their storyline. Also, with the women's rumble, there will probably be more because the best women's division, certainly in WWE, maybe in the world, is NXT.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So arguably in the world is NXT.
No.
Women's Royal Rumble surprise entrant. Because I saw her post on either Twitter or Instagram about how she's back in good shape. I don't know if she's back in wrestling shape, but she's back in good shape. I'm going with Alexa Bliss to return for 2 points.
That's fair.
Who's your pick? This could be a injury return. This could be a person from another company. This could be a free agent.
Can I change my one or two pick?
What do you mean, like the
Charlotte Flair?
Charlotte's been announced for the Rumble.
It's that 1 or 2 pick. It's one team. Nia Jax to her.
Oh, your first or second pick. Okay, I thought you meant your points. All right, Charlotte for So Charlotte for 2 points is your first or second entrant.
Yeah.
Okay.
My surprise, I'm gonna go. Feels like it's been a few years since we got Kelly in the Rumble.
You gonna go Kelly Kelly?
Yeah.
How many points you want to put on that?
4.
4? Okay. Women's Royal Rumble winner. I'm going to go Io Sky, and I'm putting 8 points on this. I think it is her year. Io Sky's winning
I'm
the
going to
Rumble.
agree with you here. I'm picking Io too.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 8. I'll go 8 as well.
You go 8 as well? Okay. And then
she got the world title run in the house show, last house shows.
The reason I picked Io Sky is because when I was at Raw, her and Rhea did a little tug of war with the belt, and I was like, I need to see this at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's fair.
I need to see Rhea Io at
fair.
WrestleMania.
That's fair.
All right, Men's Royal Rumble, first or second entrant. I'm going to go with Chad Gable for 7 points.
I'm going to go with...
Could be an Iron Man, somebody.
I'll go with Iron Man, Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Think about it. Think about the story they could tell if Sami Zayn wins the number for number 1.
Could be. How many points you putting on being first or second?
Let's go 6.
Okay.
I believe in it.
Men's NXT entrant. I'm going to go with Trick Williams for 9.
Because who else is it going to be? Yeah, Trick Williams.
Could be Ethan Page. Could be Obafemi, the NXT champion.
I don't think either of the champions are going to be in there, which kind of sucks.
Could be Wesley. Or
Wesley, yeah. But I think Trick's the most likely here.
Okay. And how many points are you going to put on that?
7. But I have 7.
Yeah, so the ones you haven't done a 5 or a 9 yet.
I'll do a 5.
A 5 on
Trick.
Okay. You could do 7 on Trick too. Counting Trick as 7. You hadn't done 5 or 9.
Yeah, 7.
7. Okay. Men's Royal Rumble surprise entrant. So I'm gonna go with one.
Mine's 5. Mine's for 5 points.
Okay. Who are you? Go with yours first.
Almost.
You're gonna go almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
So obvious.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. Mine probably not gonna happen realistically. I only put 1 point on it, but it's possible, and it would be awesome.
Kato Kiyomiya.
I'm going to go with Abyss.
Dude, that'd be so cool.
He works for WWE. They have a working relationship with TNA now.
I would mark the fuck out for Abyss.
I'm going to go with Abyss will enter the Royal Rumble. I'm putting 1 point on it.
I would mark the fuck out for Abyss.
So the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble, you're putting 9 on this. I'm putting 6 on it. I said earlier with the KO thing, it was kind of part of a parlay. This is the second half of that parlay. Sami Zayn's going to win the Royal Rumble. It's his year.
If Kevin Owens wins, Sami Zayn wins.
All right, so you're going Sami?
Yeah.
All right. Little double Sami Zayn. You think he's going to win from 1 or 2? Little Shawn Michaels or Rey Mysterio action. And just so people know, confirmed for the Royal Rumble, Naomi, Bayley, Charlotte, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair on the women's side. From the men's side, we have Shinsuke Nakamura, CM Punk, Rey Mysterio, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, and upper mid-card Jey Uso.
In your city.
In your city. All right, so those are our picks for the Royal Rumble. We'll see how the points line out. I guess let's see it. With it being 10 picks, that is a 55 total points if you hit everything right. So, let's see. Let me pull the notes back up here. All right, tape up the light tubes. Take the door off its hinges. It's time for Shane's GCW corner.
GCW went international this week. I'm sure I've told you about how they're going to London and Paris. They did that. It was quite a good weekend, at least to me. Some good matches. Deion Slater, Jimmy Lloyd, Mance Warner, Drew Parker. Lycos Gym against the Garbage Daddies.
I need to check that. I'm going to check that out tonight. I didn't get to it before, but I'm definitely going to watch that tonight.
One of my favorite matches, actually, of the weekend is Igor Blanc against Sidney Akeem. I think I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but I think he's a future star. Igor Blanc is. Just from that one match.
Mm-hmm.
But then we have to talk about our first thing that kind of happened. That how do I say this? Has the internet talking.
Mm-hmm.
Effie, his second title defense of the as his champion, he has said he had a match against Cara Noir.
Mm-hmm.
Very gay match, which fits Effie. But there's a spot from this match that has the internet talking. Effie cracks an egg into his mouth.
Into his own mouth?
His own mouth, yeah.
Okay.
And he steps over Cara Noir's face, who has his mouth open, and he drops the egg into his mouth.
Why?
Because it's a Cara Noir match.
Okay, I guess I don't know enough about Cara Noir.
Everybody is saying, "Oh, look at how Effie did this. This is gross." It was Cara Noir's idea, which is hilarious that Effie is getting the backlash because he's the more well-known wrestler.
Yeah.
That match was just okay. Effie's title reign's kind of been a little disappointing so far, and the guy can work. The guy can do stories. I'm waiting to see some of that come up. They announced some shows, a lot of shows in the future. Not sure what the names of them are going to be. I know the one in Dallas hasn't been named yet. The one in the Collective's been announced. TJP will have a show there. West Side Gun and GCW will present For the Culture.
Are these Las Vegas WrestleMania weekend shows? The Collective?
Josh Brent's Bloodsport 13.
Yep.
Josh Brent's Bloodsport London.
Mm.
Effie's Big Gay Brunch 10. So much fun in Atlantic City. Actually, that's Atlantic City. The J Cup.
Saw Amazing Red's going to be in that.
A lot of people are going to be in that, actually. It's kind of crazy who's going to be in it. Alec Price, Amazing Red, Erez, Atticus Cogar, Clark Connors, Drew Parker, Fuego del Sol, Gabe Kidd, Jack Cartwheel, Jackson Drake, Joey Janela, Leon Slater, Marcus Mathers, Mr. Danger, Rich Swan, Sidney Akeem, and the JCW champion, Masha Slamovich, will all be in that cup tournament.
Okay.
Winner gets the championship.
Oh, okay. This weekend, before the Royal Rumble, they're going to be in Indianapolis.
Yes.
Up all night.
Up all night. The big thing there is Spider Nate Webb will be announcing what he's going to be doing with his career.
Okay.
Retirement. He's
also, Gringo Loco is going to wrestle Calvin Tankman.
That's a big dude.
Yeah.
That's a big dude.
Masha Slamovich is going to defend the JCW against Myron Reed.
Also, that's also for the custody of Killer Kelly.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw that.
And the Kogar brothers versus Genesis.
I will say I really like this entire story. I love what Atticus does with any story he does. And I think that the Mega Man thing where he's playing this obsessed, this just needs to be with this person because they took something from him. It's a good story. I like it. I think Otis has deserved this spot in this spotlight spot for a while. Atticus for sure. I'm expecting to see some skewers.
Yep.
Something like that. I think the Koga brothers might win this match.
All right.
I don't know.
That's all that's announced so far. I just saw that when I was looking at upcoming matches and stuff, and I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Looks like a pretty fun little card. Anything else?
Not really.
All right. On to our favorite things of the week.
Yeah.
All right. So this, of course, is where I hand out the gold, silver, and bronze hot dog. Shane hands out the gold, silver, and bronze handshakes. Shane, let's start with the bronze handshake. What's number 3 for you this week?
Thekla doing the Kanye "I'm gonna let you finish" at the Stardom Awards.
Oh, okay. That's really funny. That is really funny. My bronze is going to go to Hangman Adam Page. It's for his work in the Daniel segment.
I gave that my silver.
Okay, so that's your silver segment.
I just really liked.
My silver is Braun Breaker versus Sheamus from Saturday night's main event.
That sounds like
really enjoyed that match.
That sounds like it'd be a silver.
That's mine right there. What's the gold handshake this week?
The hardest role is playing yourself. Timeless Tony Storm is my gold.
My gold is going to Penta versus Pete Dunne. I love that match. Partially probably just because I love the two guys in it already. But I really like Penta and Pete Dunne, so I'm going to go with the gold there for them. Onto the lightning round. This is where I tell Shane what matches we're going to see this week. He gives me his excitement level on a scale of 1 to 10. And we always hand out a Ty Dillinger 10 of the week.
Mm-hmm.
On Raw, we have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bianca Belair and Naomi. Non-title match.
I want Jade to come back already.
Yeah. She probably will soon with the probably the Rumble.
Yeah.
Mania season she'll be
no
around.
offense, but a 3. I
Okay.
don't like the one side of that team.
All right. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre.
An 8, yeah.
Yeah. The War Raiders defend the World Tag Team titles against JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio.
Are you fucking for real?
I am for real.
The Judgment Day again?
Yep.
Oh, dude, 0.
Okay.
0.
The Judgment Day, but this time it's only one Irishman.
Well, hey, who are you to who are you? We don't know who Dominic's dad is. We might need a DNA test.
Yep. On Dynamite, we're gonna get Brian Cage versus Will Ospreay.
Give it a 7.
They had an awesome match last year on TV. I don't remember if it was on Dynamite or Collision.
Brian Cage is a solid hand you want to facing these guys. So
just the solid hand monster is
Yeah.
just such a good role for him.
Definitely.
Claudio Castagnoli versus Jeff Jarrett.
Dude, 10. 10.
That is pretty awesome. And Mercedes Moné versus Yuka Sakazaki
Also-
for the TBS title.
Also a 10.
Also, okay. On SmackDown, we have DIY and Pretty Deadly versus Los Garza and Motor City Machine Guns in an 8-man tag.
My universe was booking that last tag team. I tell you what. I'll give it a 7 too.
All right. Jimmy Uso versus Carmelo Hayes.
A 6.
Naomi versus Liv Morgan.
2.
And Chelsea Green versus Mia Yim for the women's U.S. title.
A solid 8.
All right. For me, I think Ty Dillinger 10 of the week. It's either Sammy Drew or it's Claudio Jarrett.
I'm gonna go with the Claudio Jarrett.
Okay.
For sure. I think
All right.
Yuka and Mercedes will put on. Mercedes politicking to only face Joshi's is awesome. I love that.
Match recommendation of the week. It's Royal Rumble week. Go watch the 07 Royal Rumble if you
Yes.
haven't.
Go
it's
watch
an
that.
awesome
It's
Rumble.
my favorite Rumble of all time.
I think is that the one where
It's got Sabu, Sandman, Marcus
Yeah.
Corvan.
is that the one where Cody enters or is that 2008?
It's 2008.
And that he has the taker spot. That's 2008.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah. Okay.
My favorite spot from the 07 Rumble is when Sabu sets up a table and gets done through it himself.
Well, yeah. I feel like a good 90% of the time, the person who sets up the table gets put through the table.
Yeah.
It's like a wrestling trope. If you want to listen to more of us, the Wrestle Kingdom 9 Classic Review was the last one we put out. This week we'll put out Royal Rumble 2005. So that was a fun show. And we'll do
Next
our
week we
first
got-
wheel spin.
Yeah.
So it is unannounced as of now what obviously we already know. 'Cause
Well,
we're
yeah, obviously
recording
we
it
know
after
we're
this.
recording right now.
But,
You know.
So
the wheel spin is such a fun idea.
yeah, so whenever we have a week where we just don't know what to review, we
When's
put a
the
bunch of
next
shows on
wheel
the
spin?
wheel. Undecided
Okay.
until the next I guess I could just go through the schedule. So we're doing the wheel spin next week. After that will be St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And then NXT TakeOver Brooklyn and then Elimination Chamber 2010. So the first episode of March is our next possible wheel spin unless something comes up that we want to just do a show specifically for. So this one we'll go through. Yeah, so I think that's it for this show. Royal Rumble week, best week of the year. Really the best or the most exciting show of the year, I think, outside of like the major stuff. You know what I mean? How do you put it? Because it's like, obviously I'm more excited for WrestleMania and like All In and Wrestle Kingdom every year, but there's something special about the Royal Rumble that just is a special kind of excitement. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's just the most interesting match that we know we'll get to see every year. Anything else?
All right, I think.
All right. Well, that's it. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to enjoy wrestling.